Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the case of Jane Wanjiru. Jane was born in Nyeri, Karatina in Kanjuri village. She was born in a family of 2 kids, where she was the youngest and had an older brother. Growing up, she was just a good and normal kid, and at the age of 13, her dad would come one day and introduce another woman as their stepmom. Her mom had no choice and welcomed the other woman into their home. After living with this woman, she started turning Jane's dad against Jane's mom, and it got so bad that it reached a point that her mom couldn't take it anymore. So her mom decided to move out of the house, rented a place in the nearby shopping center. At this point, Jane was married and had left her husband home with 3 kids. So when she came home, she joined her mother in the shopping center where she had rented her place. One day, the dad came where Jane was living with the mom and asked Jane to talk to her mom to come back to their home, as the other woman had left him and went back to Meru, where she had came from. So Jane called the elder brother and discussed it with him, but the older brother was not happy as he had witnessed what the mother was going through before she left the house. So after a while, they decided to talk to the mother, and the mother finally agreed to go back to the husband's house. So after like 3 years, the other woman, now the stepmom, came back to the house, and at this point, Jane's dad attitude would change completely towards the mom. He started really mistreating the mom, and it reached a point that the mother, Jane's mom now, had to leave the house again. She went back to renters, and she got really lucky because at some point there was this family that was relocating to the US, and they gave her an offer to let her stay in their house and they would still pay her. So the family employed Jane's mom and she moved into that house. One day, Jane's mom woke up and went to where Jane was staying, as Jane now was left at the rented place, and took Jane's 2 kids. Jane had left her 2 kids with her cousin and she had gone to work. She had the youngest. She went with the youngest. When Jane came back from work, the cousin told her that her mom had taken her 2 kids and asked her to go and join them at Marwa. The mom had moved to a place called Marwa. So Jane the following day decided to go to Marwa to know why her mom had taken her 2 kids without her consent. So Jane boarded a matatu and went to Marwa. When she reached there, the mom told her that she had decided to take her 2 kids as she was feeling very lonely, and she knew very well that if she asked Jane to let her take her 2 kids, she wouldn't have agreed. So Jane just took it at that and decided to go back to the rentals without the 2 kids. So Jane decided that she didn't want her mom to stay with the 2 kids as the kids were upsetting her and she had an asthma attack. So every time she was upset, her condition would like really affect her. So one day, Jane woke up and went to her father's place. She asked the father to show her somewhere that she could build a small house for her and her children, as the 2 children had started going to school and she wasn't having enough money to pay for all the expenses. So Jane's dad at this point was very happy and told her that that was her home and it was good that she came back, and even showed her a place that she could build a house for her and her 3 kids. So I don't know guys whether I told you that at this point Jane had been married, but they had issues with the husband. She left the husband's house and the husband got married to another woman. So the husband was not helping the kids. Jane was helping the kids with everything, and at this point she has 3 kids. So after Jane's dad showed her the place that she could build the house, Jane went and talked to her cousins, and they went to get the materials to come start building the house. At least they could get the materials, and maybe the following day they could start building. After they brought the materials, she made the dad's mood that had changed completely. The dad called her and told her that she was not allowed to build the house there anymore, and she should just go to where her mom was and ask her who was her real dad. At this point, Jane was very shocked, as she had talked to her dad and the dad was very happy, but after going and coming back with materials, the mood has completely changed. So the Jane boarded a matatu and went to Marwa, where the mom was staying, and told her everything. She told her that the dad has sent her there to ask her who is her real dad, and the real dad now should give Jane somewhere to build for her and her house and her kids. Jane's mom was really shocked, and she told Jane she didn't know what the dad was talking about, as that was the real father. So at this point, Jane decided to sleep at her mom's place, and the following day she woke up very early and took her 2 kids. They passed through a forest, and they came across a borehole. So the borehole, as they were there, Jane told the first one and the second one to hold hands and jump inside the borehole. But the first one looked inside and told the mother that there was water inside. The mother said to the 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 oldest child that she knew very well that there was water and still they should jump inside. So when she jumped, she was holding the hand of the second one, and she pulled her and they both went inside. So she untied the youngest, she had carried her, and she untied her and threw her inside the borehole. After this, the mother, Jane, was arrested, and the mother was very shocked. The news reached the mother, and she was very shocked when she heard the news and died immediately. So Jane went to prison and was given the death penalty. So after a while, the dad died, and the brother also died due to unknown circumstances, and the stepmother sold their land. So after the stepmother sold their land, Jean was still in prison, but the cousins were going to see her, and this thing was really disturbed her. She talked to several people like Kibe from Minoro TV, and she was able to send a petition. After sending the petition, she was evaluated, and it was determined that she was not in her right senses while she did this thing, and she killed her 3 kids. So she was given 30 years in prison, and she had already served 17 years. 10 years were deducted by the government, so she only had 3 years to serve. And these 3 years, she was given a probation. She was released, but under probation. Yeah. So when she was released, she was finally released and sent home, and that's when she got home and found that the stepmom had sold the land, everything, but the stepbrother to the dad took her in, and that's where she's living up to date. That's the case of Jane Wanjiru from Nyeri, guys. If you like the story, hit the subscribe button, like and share this story. And guys, share your comments below, your thoughts below. I would love to hear what you think about this case. Thank you. Until next time. Bye bye.